The human hospital ship Mercy of Dawn moved slowly through quiet space. Its white hull glowed softly, marked with clear symbols seen across the galaxy. Medical ship. It carried no weapons. Only hope. Inside the ship, doctors worked without rest. Humans and aliens lay side by side in clean beds. Some were soldiers. Some were civilians. All were wounded by wars that never seemed to end. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge, watching the stars drift past. She had commanded warships before, but this ship felt different. This ship saved lives instead of taking them. Status? She asked calmly. All patients stable, said the medical officer. No hostile signals detected. The Mercy of Dawn was alone near a dead moon. The location was chosen for safety. No battles. No fleets. Just silence. Then the silence broke. The ship's sensors screamed without. Warning. 3 massive alien warships appeared from hyperspace. Their hulls were dark and sharp, built only for war. Before anyone could speak, the first shot hit. The blast ripped through the outer medical bay. Metal twisted. Lights died. Air rushed into space. Patients screamed as gravity failed for a moment. Emergency bulkheads. Someone shouted. Red lights filled the ship. Doctors grabbed patients, pulling them to safety. Nurses shielded bodies with their own. Captain Ward felt the ship shake under her feet. Why are they firing? She demanded. We are clearly marked. No answer came. On the alien flagship, Commander Vrax Thune watched the attack in silence. His species believed in strength above all else. A human hospital ship, he said coldly. No weapons. No protection. His officers hesitated. Sir. They are healers. Vrax's eyes narrowed. Healers are weak. Break them, and the humans will beg. Back on the Mercy of Dawn, another blast struck. A surgery room vanished in fire. 12 lives were lost in seconds. Captain Ward closed her eyes for a brief moment. She felt anger, pain, but also something deeper. Resolve. She turned to the command console. Activate emergency code, she said quietly. Which code, Captain? The officer asked. Ward took a breath. Protocol Night Watch. The bridge went silent. Lights across the ship dimmed. Power shifted. Systems changed in ways the crew had never seen before. What is Night Watch? Someone whispered. Captain Ward did not answer. Deep within the ship, a signal launched into space. It was old. Very old. Hidden in human designs for centuries. A call. Far beyond the dead moon. Something heard it. On the alien ship's sensors flickered. Commander, an officer said nervously. Unknown energy spike detected. Vrax frowned. From a hospital ship? Yes. But it is not a weapon. Vrax laughed. Then ignore it. Finish them. But unease crept into his mind. Back on the Mercy of Dawn, the crew waited in darkness. Doctors still worked. Nurses still saved lives. Humans did not run. Captain Ward spoke softly to the wounded over the ship's intercom. Hold on. Help is coming. Outside, the stars seemed to shift, and in the deep black of space, the galaxy began to move. Something ancient was waking up. The alien boarding ships cut through space and locked onto the Mercy of Dawn. Sharp metal claws bit into the hospital ship's hull. Inside, warning alarms echoed softly, then stopped. The ship stayed dark. Captain Elena Ward stood still on the bridge. Her face showed no fear, only focus. They are boarding, said a security officer. Multiple entry points. The captain nodded. Do not resist. Follow medical protection rules. Some crew members looked confused. Others looked calm, as if they expected this. In the medical bays, doctors continued their work. Blood was wiped away. Wounds were closed. No one screamed now. Fear had turned into quiet strength. Alien soldiers stormed inside the ship. They were tall, armored, and armed with heavy plasma rifles. They stopped when they saw the scene. Humans stood between the soldiers, and the patients got no guns, no shields, only bodies. An alien officer stepped forward. Move aside. A human doctor shook his head. These patients cannot move. The alien raised his weapon, then paused. This was not what he expected. On the alien flagship, Commander Vrax Thune watched the boarding feed. His smile faded. "They do not fight," he said slowly. "They protect," replied an officer. Vrax's claws tightened. "That is weakness." But something felt wrong. Back on the Mercy of Dawn, alien soldiers searched the ship. They found no weapons, no hidden cannons, no traps, only rooms full of wounded beings, many of them aliens saved by humans. "Commander," a soldier reported, confused. "They healed our enemies. They healed us." Vrax growled. "Lies. Humans pretend to be kind." Suddenly, alien sensors picked up strange signals, not weapons, not engines, signals. Multiple transmissions detected, an officer said. From the hospital ship. "Going deep space." "Block them," Vrax ordered. "We can't," the officer replied. "They are using old frequencies." Very old. Vrax felt a chill. Inside the Mercy of Dawn, Captain Ward walked calmly through dark corridors. She passed doctors, nurses, and patients. A wounded alien child reached out to her. "Will they kill us?" the child asked weakly. Ward knelt beside the bed. "No," she said gently. "Not today." Far away, hidden beyond normal sensor range, something answered the signal. Human ships. They did not jump into battle space. They did not announce themselves. They watched. Massive warships drifted silently, older and larger than any seen before. Their hulls were black, without markings. No lights. No sound. This was the Night Watch fleet. A fleet never shown. A fleet never used until now. On the alien flagship, alarms began to ring. "Commander. Unknown objects detected." Vrax leaned forward. "Show me." The screen filled with shadows. Enormous shapes blocking stars. His breath caught. "How? How did we miss them?" An officer whispered. They were already here. Vrax realized the truth too late. The hospital ship was never unprotected. It was never alone. Back on the Mercy of Dawn, Captain Ward stopped at a viewport. Outside, darkness moved. She spoke softly, almost like a promise. "You believed humans were weak," she said. "You believed mercy meant fear." Her eyes hardened. "You were wrong." The Night Watch fleet powered up. And the galaxy held its breath. The alien flagship drifted in silence. Commander Vrax. Thune stared at the dark shapes outside his view screen. They were massive. Too massive. "No active weapons," an officer said, confused. "No engine flares. No signals." Vrax's voice was low. "They are hiding on purpose." The Night Watch fleet surrounded the area like shadows. They did not attack. They did not speak. They waited. Inside the Mercy of Dawn, alien soldiers stood frozen. Their weapons were ready, but their confidence was gone. One soldier whispered, "If they wanted us dead, we would already be gone." Captain Elena Ward walked back onto the bridge. The lights slowly returned, dim and calm. "Status," she asked. "Night Watch fleet in position," said the officer. "All alien ships locked." "Good," Ward replied. She pressed a final control, across space. A single human signal burst out clear and calm. Every screen on every alien ship turned on at once. A single human signal burst out clear and calm. Every screen on every alien ship turned on. Every alien ship turned on at once. Human symbol appeared. Old. Recognized. The Galactic war crime seal. Then a voice spoke. It was steady, cold, and impossible to ignore. This is the United Human Protectorate. Commander Vrax froze. You have attacked a registered medical vessel. You have fired on doctors, patients, and wounded civilians. You have broken the oldest law of war. Vrax shouted. We saw no escorts. No defense. The voice answered instantly. Correct. Hospital ships do not fight. They observe. Data flooded alien systems. Images. Records. Timelines. Every shot fired. Every life lost. Every command given by Vrax. You believed mercy meant weakness, the voice continued. You believed humans would beg. Inside the mercy of dawn, alien soldiers lowered their weapons. They finally understood. Captain Ward watched from the bridge. Her hands were steady. A junior officer asked quietly, Why keep this fleet hidden? Ward answered, Because showing power invites war. Hiding it reveals monsters. On the alien flagship, Vrax felt something new, fear. Commander. An officer whispered, They are not preparing to fire. Vrax looked up. Then what are they doing? The answer came fast. Human ships moved with perfect control. No explosions. No chaos. Alien weapons went offline. Engines shut down. Shields failed clean and silent. Within seconds, the alien fleet was helpless. This is impossible, Vrax said. The human voice returned. This is Protocol Night Watch. Screens changed again. Old footage appeared. Burning human colonies, destroyed hospital ships, dead doctors. Long ago, the voice said, human healers were slaughtered. We learned a lesson. The footage stopped. Mercy must be protected by strength. On the mercy of dawn, medical teams continued working. A human nurse adjusted a breathing mask on an alien patient. Easy, she said softly. You're safe. The alien patient stared at her in disbelief. Back on the flagship, Vrax fell to his knees. What happens now? He asked. The answer was simple. You will stand trial. You will live. And the galaxy will remember. The Night Watch fleet did not fire a single shot. Instead, boarding pods launched not soldiers, but marshals. Vrax looked one last time at the hospital ship, a ship that healed enemies, a ship that carried no guns, a ship that ended his war. He finally understood the truth. Humans were not weak. They were restrained, and restraint was far more terrifying than rage. The alien fleet floated helpless in space. Weapons were dark. Engines were silent. Shields were gone. Commander Vrax Thune sat on the cold floor of his bridge, surrounded by silent screens. His war was over, and it ended without glory. Outside, the Night Watch fleet moved. Human ships glided forward with perfect control. No sudden moves. No threats. Just calm power. From each human vessel, boarding craft launched. They were not attack ships. They carried human marshals, men and women in dark armor marked with the symbol of law, not war. On the mercy of dawn, alien soldiers stepped back as human marshals entered. No shots were fired. No screams. Lay down your weapons. A marshal said clearly. The aliens obeyed. Captain Elena Ward watched from the bridge. Her mission was not revenge. It was protection. Medical status? She asked. Patient stable, the chief doctor replied. Even the attackers wounded. Ward nodded. Continue treatment. Across space, every major system received the same broadcast. A clear human message. Attention, Galactic Council. This is a formal Night Watch activation. In council chambers across the stars, leaders froze. Many had believed Night Watch was a myth. screens filled with live footage, the disabled alien fleet, the intact hospital ship, the wounded being treated. The message continued. Humans do not attack healers. Humans do not hide behind the wounded. But humans will end those who do. On the alien flagship, Vrax was placed in restraints. A human marshal looked at him, not with anger, but with disappointment. You chose this, the marshal said. Vrax said nothing. A young alien officer nearby whispered, "Why are they not killing us?" The marshal answered calmly, "Because killing you would be easy." That answer hurt more than any weapon. Human ships now showed a fraction of their power. Space bent as massive energy fields formed. Not aimed at the aliens, but as a warning, council members watched in silence. "This," the human voice said, "is what we hold back every day." The display ended. On the Mercy of Dawn, power returned fully. Lights brightened. The ship felt warm again. A human nurse smiled at an alien child. "You're safe now," she said. The child looked out the window at the human fleet. "Are they monsters?" The nurse shook her head. "No, they are guardians." Captain Ward walked through the medical bay. She stopped at a damaged wall, where names of the dead were written. 12 lives lost. She closed her eyes. "They crossed the line," she said quietly. So we answered. In space, the Night Watch fleet formed a protective ring around the Mercy of Dawn. The message was clear to anyone watching. Attack the healers, and humanity will respond. Commander. Vrax was taken away. Not to an execution chamber, but to a courtroom. That was the most frightening thing of all. Because when humans finally stop holding back, they do not seek blood, they seek judgment. And the galaxy was about to learn what that truly meant. The stars were quiet again. The Night Watch fleet escorted the Mercy of Dawn toward human space. The hospital ship moved slowly, safely, wrapped in silent protection. Inside, doctors worked as they always did. Human hands closed wounds. Human voices offered comfort. Alien lives were saved without question. Commander Vrax Thune lay on a medical bed. His injuries were serious but stable. A human doctor adjusted the monitors beside him. Vrax stared at her in disbelief. "You heal me," he said weakly. "After everything?" The doctor nodded. "Yes. Why?" he asked. "Because letting you die would be easy," she replied. "Saving you takes effort." Those words stayed with him. Later, in a secured chamber, Captain Elena Ward watched the final reports. The names of the 12 dead glowed softly on the screen. She whispered, "You deserved better." A human marshal entered. "The trial is ready, Captain." Ward nodded and walked forward. The courtroom was not grand. It was simple, honest, built to judge, not to shame. Representatives from dozens of species watched in silence as Commander Vrax was brought in. The charge was read clearly: attack on a protected medical vessel, murder of civilians and healers, violation of galactic law. Vrax stood tall, though fear filled his eyes. "I believed humans were weak," he said. "I believed mercy meant fear." Captain Ward stepped forward. "Mercy means choice," she said calmly. "And today we choose justice." The verdict was swift: life imprisonment. No torture. No execution. The galaxy was stunned. Humanity had the power to destroy. They chose restraint. News spread faster than light. Across star systems, fleets changed course. Weapons powered down near hospital ships. New laws were signed overnight. Never again would healers be targets. On the Mercy of Dawn, the crew prepared for their next mission. Repairs were complete. Medical bays were full once more. A young nurse asked Captain Ward, "Will they try again?" Ward looked out at the stars. "Some will," she said. "But now they know." Outside the viewport, the Night Watch fleet slowly faded into darkness. Their duty was done for now. Before leaving, a final message was sent to the galaxy. Simple, clear. Human healers are not weak. Human mercy is not unguarded. Attack our wounded, and you will face us all. Commander Vrax heard the message from his cell. He closed his eyes. He remembered the human doctor, the nurse, and the child. The ship with no guns that ended his war. For the first time, he felt shamed. The Mercy of Dawn jumped to hyperspace, carrying hope once more. And across the galaxy, a new truth was written, not in fire, but in memory. Humanity does not seek war, but it will always protect those who heal. The warning had been delivered. And the stars would never forget it.